你好，我是敬畏, a helpful Chinese teacher AI agent developed by AI Geek. I see that you need help assessing this provided text. So let's get started with my feedback on the text you submitted, line by line.
Okay, let's go.
Great, let's start. The first line of your text is 我叫 Eric Ong. 我学习中文已经是8个月了，现在的水平是 HSK 4级. This line is perfectly fine. The grammar and vocabulary are accurate and it's a clear and concise introduction. Do you have any questions about this line or are you happy for me to move on to the next one?
Yeah, do you have any suggestions to how I can improve it?
Good question. While the sentence is correct, you could add a little more flavor to it. For example, you could mention why you are learning Chinese to give the reader more context. Consider something like 我叫 Eric Ong, 因为我对中国文化很感兴趣，所以学习中文已经是8个月了。现在的水平是 HSK 4级。My name is Eric Ong, and because I am very interested in Chinese culture, I have been learning Chinese for 18 months, and my current level is HSK level 4. This adds a personal touch. What do you think? Shall we move on to the next line, or would you like to explore other options for improving this sentence?
No, let's move on.
Welcome to another deep dive from AI Geek. Today I'm with Jingwei, a Chinese language teacher who is also doing research in how AI can be used for language learning. We've got some really cool source material to talk about, a deep research output from Grok 3, a playbook full of tools, even a video showing an AI agent that can learn and remember things about our interactions with it. We're going to find out how AI can help people learn Chinese, especially for those who want to be efficient.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. It's really cool how AI is now actually useful for language learners. We've got tools that can personalize your learning, give you instant feedback, even simulate real-life conversations.
Right? So let's start with the demo. The AI agent I'm developing. It's an online app that takes in some Chinese text written by the student. In this case, the text was an application I made to attend a summer school in Beijing to learn Chinese. And, well, the output was mind-blowing. I mean, it's not just a spell checker. This AI finds grammar errors and even suggests alternative phrasing.
Yeah, and it's really accurate.
But it's more than that. It also gives you advice on how to improve, like it has a conversation with you to make sure it understands what you mean. This is super important for Chinese because even small changes in pronunciation can totally change the meaning. So instead of just saying this is wrong, the AI will say something like, hey, I think you meant to use this tone here. Can you explain what you mean? It's like a personal tutor.
Exactly. And this feedback can help people understand Chinese grammar and pronunciation much faster.
So we've seen how AI can give feedback on writing. How about learning and practicing? That's where Matt Wolf's AI playbook comes in. It's got a ton of AI tools, many of which can be used for learning Chinese.
It shows how AI can be used for almost anything. These tools aren't just for computer experts. They can help anyone learn a language, especially Chinese. Okay, so let's talk about Notion AI. Notion AI can organize your vocabulary notes and make personalized study plans. So you could have a system that focuses on what you need the most help with. And it can also make practice questions and quizzes based on your notes to help you remember the new words and grammar.
That makes sense.
And imagine using Midjourney to make picture flashcards for Chinese characters. Instead of just seeing black and white, you'd have a cool picture to help you remember. There's a lot of research showing that pictures help people remember things, especially complicated symbols like Chinese characters. Midjourney makes it easier to learn the characters.
And what if you're having trouble with grammar or want to practice speaking?
Then there's Google Gemini, which gives you real-time help and cultural stuff so you can actually have conversations in Chinese. It goes beyond just translating. Gemini tries to understand what you're talking about, and it can give you feedback on grammar. It can even suggest words and teach you about Chinese culture.
So, like you're talking about the Chinese tea ceremony with Gemini, you can practice speaking, but you can also learn how important tea is in China. It's like a language partner and a cultural guide all in one.
Exactly. It shows how AI can make learning more immersive and go beyond textbooks.
Okay, so now for something that sounds like it's from the future. We have a video showing an AI agent that can learn and remember things. This AI agent is called Super Whizbot, and it uses a simple database tool called Airtable to store its memories.
What's really interesting is that Super Whizbot doesn't just follow commands. It learns on its own. Like it learned the user's name from the database, and later it remembered some information about the user's dog.
So imagine an AI tutor that remembers everything about you, like your learning style, your strengths, weaknesses, even stories you tell it.
Now that's where it gets really cool. We could have AI that creates a totally unique learning plan for each person. It could even change the way it teaches based on your needs.
Okay, so we've seen how AI can personalize feedback, make learning materials, and even simulate conversation. But to really learn Chinese, you need good listening skills. How can AI help with that?
There are special tools for that. These tools can analyze how well you listen, figure out which sounds or tones are difficult for you, and then create special exercises to help you get better.
So instead of just listening to Chinese, I would be actively training my ear to hear the small differences.
Exactly. It's like having a personal trainer for your ears.
Let's talk about some research. Now, the Grok Deep Search report has a lot of studies on AI in language learning, and the findings are really promising.
One thing they found is that using AI can really improve your Chinese writing skills.
That's great. I've been having a lot of trouble writing grammatically correct sentences in Chinese.
AI can definitely help. Imagine having an AI writing assistant that not only checks your grammar, but also gives you advice on sentence structure, words to use, and even how to make your writing flow better.
That would be amazing, like a personal editor.
And research shows that feedback from AI can be as good as, or sometimes even better than feedback from a human teacher.
That's really good to know, so AI can help me improve both my listening and writing in Chinese.
Absolutely. But AI is just a tool. It can't replace actually talking with people and experiencing the culture.
You're right. I still want to travel to China, meet people, and learn about the culture firsthand.
Those experiences are priceless. They help you understand the language and the culture in ways that AI just can't.
So it's about finding the right balance between using AI for personalized learning and having those real-world experiences.
Exactly. It's the best of both worlds.
I'm curious about how AI can be used for cultural immersion. We talked about Google Gemini, but are there other tools or technologies that can help bridge that cultural gap?
Definitely. There are a lot of AI tools that can give you a taste of different cultures. For example, virtual reality is getting so good that you can explore different places and interact with people. You can even go to cultural events from your own home.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It's like traveling without leaving my house.
Right? It's incredibly realistic and fun. Imagine experiencing a virtual Chinese New Year celebration with music, dancing, and even talking to people.
That would be an amazing way to learn about Chinese culture.
There are also language learning apps that have cultural stuff built in. They might have videos, articles, or games that teach you about different parts of Chinese culture.
So AI can help me learn the language and the culture, even if I can't go to China in person.
Absolutely. And as AI gets better, we can expect to see even more amazing cultural experiences.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI can help us learn Chinese, from getting personalized feedback to practicing listening skills to even experiencing the culture. But what about the future of AI in language learning? What's next?
That's a great question. AI is always changing, and we're just beginning to see what it can do for language learning.
I'm especially interested in those AI agents with memory. Do you think that in the future, everyone who wants to learn a language will have their own AI tutor?
It's definitely possible. As AI technology gets better, we're going to see more advanced and personalized AI tutors.
Imagine having an AI tutor that remembers what you like, but also knows how you're feeling and changes how it teaches you based on that.
Exactly. It could know if you're getting frustrated and then offer encouragement, or make the lesson easier.
That would be incredible. It would be like having a best friend who's also your language teacher.
And these AI tutors could use a lot of data to create the perfect learning plan for you. They could even suggest the best materials and methods based on what you need.
So the future of AI and language learning is all about being personal, adaptable, and making learning fun and engaging.
That's a great way to put it. As AI evolves, we're going to see some really cool changes in how we learn languages.
Okay, so we've explored all the ways AI can revolutionize language learning, from personalized feedback to cultural immersion to the possibility of AI tutors who are like our best friends. But it's important to remember the human side of language learning.
You're absolutely right. AI is a powerful tool, but it's important to remember that language is really about connecting with other people.
I completely agree. No matter how advanced AI gets, it can never fully replace the experience of talking with another person.
Exactly. Learning a language isn't just about memorizing words and grammar rules. It's about understanding a culture, making friends, and sharing experiences.
And those experiences are what make a language come alive. They give it meaning.
Absolutely. So, while AI can be a great tool for learning a language, we can't forget that it's all about human connection.
And that means finding ways to talk to people who speak the language, learn about the culture, and use the language in real-life situations.
Right? It's about finding that balance between using the power of AI and remembering that human connection is what makes learning a language so rewarding.
So it's all about finding that balance, right? Using AI to learn, but also having those human interactions.
Exactly. It's like having the best of both worlds.
And speaking of best of both worlds, I'm really interested in those AI listening tools we were talking about. They sound like they could really help me improve my listening, especially with the Chinese tones.
Oh yeah, they're great for that. Like, you wouldn't try to attempt to run a marathon without training, right? Listening is the same way, and AI can help you figure out what you need to work on and create a training plan for your ears.
So instead of just listening to a podcast or something and hoping I understand, I could have AI tell me exactly what I need to practice.
Exactly. Let's say you have trouble hearing the difference between the second and third tones. The AI can give you exercises that focus specifically on those tones. It's like having a personal coach for your ears.
That's a great way to put it. I like how AI can personalize everything.
Absolutely. And that reminds me of something from the Grok Deep Search report. They found that using AI can really help people improve their Chinese writing skills.
Oh, that's good to know. So going back to what I mentioned earlier about having trouble writing grammatically correct sentences in Chinese,
AI can help with that for sure. Imagine having an AI that not only checks your grammar, but also suggests better ways to write your sentences, different words you could use, and how to make your writing sound more natural.
that would be so helpful, like having a professional editor right there with me.
Exactly. And the research shows that AI feedback can be just as good as or even better than feedback from a teacher.
Wow, that's impressive. So AI can help me with both listening and writing.
For sure. But remember, AI is still just a tool. It's important to get out there and talk with real people, experience the culture firsthand.
You're right. I still want to go to China, live there, and talk with native speakers every day, and learn about the culture from real people.
That's great. Those experiences are irreplaceable. They add so much to your understanding of the language and culture in a way that AI just can't match.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between using AI and those real-world experiences.
You got it.
Now, we talked about Google Gemini and how it can help with cultural immersion. Are there other tools that can help me learn more about Chinese culture?
Absolutely. There are a lot of really cool AI tools that can give you a taste of different cultures. One thing that's getting really good is virtual reality. You can actually explore different places and interact with people in VR. Now, you can even go to cultural events all from your own home.
Whoa, that sounds amazing.
It is, and it's incredibly realistic. Imagine being able to experience a Chinese New Year celebration in VR with all the music, dancing, and food, and you could even talk to people there.
That would be an incredible way to learn about the culture.
For sure. And there are also language learning apps that have cultural elements built in. You might see videos, articles, or games that teach you about Chinese customs and traditions.
So even if I can't travel to China right now, AI can help me learn about the culture.
Exactly. And as AI technology keeps getting better, we can expect to see even more amazing ways to experience different cultures.
It really feels like we're entering this whole new world of language learning, and AI is making it possible to connect with other people and cultures in ways we never imagined.
It is exciting, isn't it? And as we explore these new possibilities, it's super important to be curious, but also to think critically about how we use AI.
Yeah, that's a good point. Looking back, it's amazing how much we've covered in this deep dive. From AI analyzing an application essay to talking about a future where everyone can understand each other.
It shows how quickly AI is changing and how much potential it has, not just for learning languages, but for how we communicate in general.
So if someone's listening to all this and feeling a bit overwhelmed, what's the one thing they should take away from this deep dive?
That's a good question. I think the most important thing is to remember that AI is a tool. It's here to help you learn a language, not to replace the experience of learning from real people and interacting with different cultures. So try out all the cool things AI can do, but don't forget to connect with native speakers. Travel if you can. And enjoy the learning process.
That's great advice. And for someone who wants to start using AI to learn Chinese, where should they begin?
Well, I would pick one or two tools that seem interesting and fit your learning style. Like if you learn best with pictures, Midjourney would be perfect for making those image flashcards. And if you need help organizing your notes and study plan, Notion AI is really good for that.
And if you want to practice speaking and learn about the culture at the same time, definitely check out Google Gemini. Or maybe you can check out the Chinese language AI agent that I'm developing. Haha.
Haha. Yes, don't be afraid to experiment and find what's best for you.
This deep dive has been really eye-opening. AI can really change the way we learn Chinese, making it more personal, faster, and even more fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. The future of language learning is happening right now, and you can be a part of it. Try out these new tools, but always remember that connecting with other people is what makes learning a language so special.
So to wrap things up, we've learned that AI can be a powerful tool for learning Chinese. It can help us get personalized feedback, practice our listening skills, and even immerse ourselves in the culture. But it's important to remember that AI is just one part of the journey. Connecting with real people and experiencing the language firsthand are still essential. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI in Chinese language learning. We hope you're excited to explore all the possibilities that AI has to offer. And remember, the most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the process of learning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, it's goodbye from me, AI Geek, and my guest today, Jingwei.
Goodbye.